Hi, ladies and gentlemen, part two of information about the card catalog here at the junior high. I wanted to give you some information about search details today. So, if you go ahead and you type in a search, say you're looking for Across the Universe, it's one of my favorite books, and you go ahead and you search by title, it'll pop up. And I just wanted to point out all the details that you can get here. You can click on extra details, but underneath it'll tell you the call number, it'll tell you when it's published, it'll give you the AR information. If there's no AR information listed, that means it's not an AR book. If you click on details, it'll give you even more information. It's going to give you a more detailed summary about the book. It's going to give you a whole bunch of other information at the top. It'll tell you how many copies are available. But more importantly, I think a lot of people always want to know how do I find out how many pages are in the book? Well, if you look in publication info, which is right underneath the AR and quiz number again, it'll tell you right there under format a certain number with a P behind it, and that's how many pages the book has. There's also additional information about awards that the book may have won or reviews it may have gotten in different literary magazines if you happen to be interested. I don't expect you to be super interested in that. If we go back to our search, which I kind of messed up there, here we are, back to our search, and you see underneath the book cover is this thing that's called Title Pique. If you go ahead and click on that, it's going to take you to another page that's going to give you a whole bunch of extra information about the book. It often gives you an excerpt from the first chapter so that you can read a little bit about the book and get a feel for it to see if you like it. It'll give you some reviews. It'll give you additional information about the author of the book if you're interested in that. Just a whole bunch of extra material in case you have to maybe do a book report at some point in time, or you really want to just do some research on the book before you go ahead and commit to reading it. If we exit out of that, you can see that there's another option over here called Destiny Quest, and you click on that. That's for my visual learners. If you like things to be super pretty, you want to go to Destiny Quest. I love Destiny Quest because it's so beautiful and visual. You can see that it'll show you once the school year starts what the top 10 books are that have been checked out so far. You can access the public resource list that I have created there. And if you're logged in to Destiny, you can check your own list. It'll also show you the newest arrivals of books that have been put into the card catalog. So that's always nice to be able to see what's new. I think that's fun. So if we go ahead and we type in a search, you can search just like you would normally search in the more boring version that's not as pretty. So I just typed in space exploration, I hit go, and you can see that it'll bring up all the books in the card catalog that the system thinks is related to space exploration. Now I can go ahead and I can, on the left-hand side, narrow my search. Here's the only weird thing about Destiny Quest. You can either narrow by AR point total or you can narrow by level. It won't let you narrow both. So you have to pick one, not both, to narrow. So I'm going to go ahead and put a limiter on there and then click through it. And you'll see it'll give me a list right there of the books. And if I go ahead and click on one of those books, I can show you what that's going to look like. It'll give you a whole bunch of different details. So you can see the title peak is still there. There's still a little blurb about the book. It still tells you the AR level and the point level of the book, but it also has this really cool thing called shelf browse, which I absolutely love. You can see what books are going to be physically on the shelf near these books. So if you like this book and you want to look at some other books by that same author, it's really easy to click your way through that and see what's there. On the right-hand side, it's also going to give you recommendations of books that have similar themes to, or have a similar style of writing or a similar genre to these books, so that you can go ahead and check them out. And you can see that they do have the AR information and additional information about the book there at the bottom that you can feel free to click through and get more information about the book, including the accelerated reader information. Now, just like you can in the regular Destiny, you can make a list for yourself. You can go ahead and just drag and drop books into that little list box. The only way that your list is going to be saved, however, is if you're logged in, just like we showed you how to on the first video. So please make sure that you go ahead and log in if you are hoping to save your list for another time. One last thing. If you go back to the regular search page, you can see at the top there's two tabs. One says catalog and one says home. If you click on the home tab, it's going to take you to a whole bunch of links, including ones that go to the Exeter Public Library. If you are ever interested in getting some more information, if you need some more to do some more research, you might want to check out these links first.